We'll start recording. All right, I'll count us down. 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to the Jimmy Chance Show. I'm Rob Cochran alongside my co-host Marcus Miller and a guest host today, Connor Fitzharris. Connor, glad to have you back. How have you been, buddy?
Yeah, man, it's been great. Just getting over being sick. Had my biggest exam yesterday, so really just had some time off right now, which is nice, and ready to pick some bowl games. It's the best time of the year.
When do you get done with when are you going back to Fort Wayne?
Wednesday.
Okay. So similar time as us.
Yep. So that's kind of nice to be off for a month pretty much.
Yeah. Marcus, you having a good week?
I am now because I had one presentation yesterday and 2 today. So
Wow.
got those wrapped up, which is really nice, but I wasn't having a great week until then because of those, but
Do you have any
well
classes with Rob Aller this semester?
Sadly, no. He only teaches one, and it's the sports.
That's right.
I still stay in contact though.
Good. Such a good dude.
Well, gentlemen, it is that time of the year. It is our annual bowl pick'em. It is our biggest episode of the year, and we are back to do it again. Once again, I think this is our third annual, right, Marcus?
For me, at least, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I've been a part of all of them. I think.
Yeah.
How
many
many
last
did
year?
How
at
many
least
did you?
2.
Helene was in it last year too, I think.
Yeah, I've done all of them. We would do this too before you guys even got here. Yeah.
How many did you do before we got here?
We probably did 2 before you guys got here. Yeah.
So this would be the 5th annual Jimmy Chance Show.
Fifth
we gotta change the
annual.
name. 5th annual. Fifth
Awesome.
annual. All right. You guys want to get started right away with our first game?
Let's freaking go, man.
All
the
right.
best game of bowl season, in my opinion.
Gross.
Absolutely. It is. The first game is always just an absolute barn burner, and it's so fun to watch. It'll be Friday, December 17th. It is the Bahamas Bowl. It'll be Middle Tennessee versus Toledo. Toledo laying 9 in the Bahamas. Connor, why don't you lead us off?
I watched a little bit of action this year, and I obviously watched Toledo play Notre Dame. Almost give the Irish a loss, but Toledo's really struggled since then. They really haven't been playing very well. Action's always crazy. Teams score tons of points. I'm not a big fan of Middle Tennessee State. I think Toledo beats them pretty easily. This game is at 11 a.m. Central. Good grief! So we're starting off strong here, but I like Toledo -9. I think that they're gonna beat the doors off them. Honestly, I just don't see Middle Tennessee hanging with them. Toledo scores a lot of points, so I like the Toledo Rockets in this one.
Marcus, who you got?
I'm joining Connor with Toledo. Middle Tennessee's wins are not awe-inspiring. They've beaten Florida Atlantic, FIU, Southern Miss, who was playing without a quarterback, UConn, who else? Monmouth, and I think that might be it. So, yeah, Toledo at least. Toledo's at least won 3 in a row, and they played tight with Notre Dame, so I'll take Toledo.
Yeah, I'm taking Toledo as well. I've got Toledo. My numbers are saying Toledo should be laying 13 here, so I'm going to go ahead and take Toledo -9. I like that number, and I like them straight up in this game. I like their they've got a good rush attack, right? If I remember correctly.
Yeah, they can run the ball well.
Yeah. Excuse me. Our next game will be the Cure Bowl. It'll be Northern Illinois versus Coastal Carolina. Coastal laying 10.5. Marcus, you want to lead us off?
So since it's over 10 points, we're picking against the spread. If that's the case, I will take Northern Illinois. Straight up, I would take Coastal because I feel like they're the better team. But Coastal, their quarterback's still out, right? McCall?
I know he was.
Yes, I think
he was hurt earlier in the year. I think he's still hurt. Coastal has been good this year, but they haven't been great against like decent teams. And Northern Illinois, they feel like a team of destiny. They won the MAC despite having like a negative point differential. They're going to come to play in this one. I think they're going to be a little more pumped up for this one than Coastal is. So they're going to cover 10.5.
Yeah, Coastal started the year hot. Remember, they were like, what, 7-0, 8-0, won a couple games. They're ranked in top 25 at one point. I don't know. I just cannot bet on Rocky Lombardi. I just don't think he's a good quarterback. Northern Illinois does not score a lot of points. They like to run the ball, keep control. But Marcus, I mean, they do play with everybody. Like they never really get blown out, which kind of concerns me taking Coastal Carolina -10, I think. But I'm taking Coastal Carolina. I think they're going to air it out, even with their quarterback out. I think they're going to beat Northern Illinois pretty easily. So I'm going to take Coastal Carolina here.
Yeah, I've got Northern Illinois. Like you said, Connor, pound the ball, control possession. Northern Illinois played pretty well in the MAC championship game. I was not expecting them to do that. They kind of surprised me. I had Kent State there and kind of got burned, but I'll take Northern Illinois here plus the 10.5 in the Cure Bowl. Marcus, you want to read off our next bowl game?
Yes, in the old Boca Raton Bowl, we've got Western Kentucky versus App State, which is actually a pretty good game. Both these teams played in their conference championships. They both lost, but they're both pretty good. I'm taking Western Kentucky straight up. If you look at Western Kentucky, since they lost to UTSA by 6 in October, they've been pretty dominant. Besides losing to UTSA again in the conference championship by 8, absolutely blew out Marshall, and Marshall's pretty good. So they've been playing really well down the stretch after losing 4 in a row to start the season to Army, Indiana, Michigan State, and UTSA. So since then they've been pretty hot. App State, I don't know. They're probably a better team. I just like Western Kentucky's offense. They have a good quarterback. And I feel like in a bowl game situation, if you have an offense capable of putting up a lot of points, you're gonna be in the game for chaos. And this could be a chaotic game. And I think Western Kentucky is gonna pull it out late. They have the better quarterback.
Yeah, Western Kentucky can score in bunches. Like this is a team that scores a lot of points. Like their conference championship game was 49-41. You know, they go super fast and they like to throw it around. Obviously, they don't play any defense. Like they have one of the worst defenses I think in the country. That's why I'm rocking with former Clemson quarterback Chase Bryce is App State's quarterback. I had no idea until I just pulled out the stats. So
Duke.
And Duke, right? He was at he's been at 3 colleges.
Yeah,
Clemson, Duke, and then App State.
Yeah.
Is he going to be in the portal after this bowl game? Who knows?
Future Indiana quarterback Chase Bryce.
Yeah, I'm taking App State. I think they're more consistent. They're 10-3 this year. They've lost to Louisiana a couple times, and they have another loss in there. So I'm taking App State here.
Yeah, I'm riding with Connor. I'm going App State. I just think they're the better team. I'm betting against Western Kentucky's defense. I'll take App State here. The next game we got is the New Mexico Bowl. It'll be the UTEP Miners versus the Fresno State Bulldogs. The Bulldogs laying 13.5. Who do we got, boys?
You know, Fresno State has one of the most. Sorry, Marcus. Fresno State has one of the most underrated quarterbacks in Hainer. I watched him play against. They played UCLA and they came back and won that game. Hainer is unreal. He's got over 3,500 yards passing, 32 touchdowns, not 300 touchdowns. Hainer, this is a guy that can flat out, play quarterback, and he is really, really good. One of the most underrated quarterbacks in the country. I'm picking Fresno State to win, but I think UTEP covers 13.5. UTEP, they have not been playing good as of late. They just got blown out against UAB. They lost to North Texas by 3, but besides that blowout, they really keep it close with everybody besides UTSA and UAB. So I like Fresno State to win, but UTEP to cover 13.5.
Yes. UTEP, I'm also taking them to cover 13.5. It's just a big number. I always feel like numbers that big in bowl games aren't great. Another reason I want to take UTEP here, they haven't been to a bowl game since 2014, when they also played in the New Mexico Bowl. Their last 3 bowl games have been in the New Mexico Bowl. So apparently the New Mexico Bowl must like UTEP. They haven't played in a non-New Mexico Bowl since 2005. So they're very familiar with this. They're going to be fired up for this game. It's their first bowl appearance in a while. I don't know if they're going to be able to win this, though. It wouldn't shock me. Fresno State had a coaching change. Hainer went into the portal for a little bit, but he came back, so he'll probably play. But there's probably some uneasiness there at Fresno State. So it wouldn't shock me if UTEP pulls off this upset straight up, but I definitely like them against the spread.
Yeah, I'm on UTEP as well. Not much to say. I think 13.5 is a lot, like you said, Marcus, in a bowl game. So I'm going to lean with UTEP. I think they've got a good team. I just 13.5 is too much in a bowl game. Next game, Independence Bowl, UAB versus number 13 BYU. BYU laying 7. I'm taking BYU. Pretty simple. I don't think UAB is going to be able to hang with BYU in this game. Plain and simple.
Yeah, I think this is one of the worst bowl games that we have here.
Yeah.
BYU is 10-2, and they're playing UAB, who's 8-4.
Haters.
I just don't see it happening. I mean, I know Marcus has got a different pick, but I think BYU is going to roll them. Granted, UAB has been playing better. I just mentioned they beat UTEP by 17 points. They kept it close with UTSA, and they beat a pretty decent Marshall team. So this is a better team. So this might be closer than I think. It might be closer than the spread, 8.5. But I like BYU to win. I think it's going to be close to a touchdown, but I just don't see UAB pulling off the upset here.
I think BYU is a little overrated. They have some good wins over Pac-12 teams, but I don't think they're a top 15 team in the country. UAB, they got blown out by Georgia. They got blown out by Liberty, but since then, they've either won or lost by one score in every single game. I feel like this is a team that's going to have the talent to hang with BYU. And like so much of bowl season, I feel like is what team wants it more, which is really cliche, but I think it's true, especially now with a lot of players opting out, coaches leaving, stuff like that. So I think UAB is going to be up for this game a little more than BYU is, and I think they're gonna catch them. They're gonna catch them napping a little bit. So I'll take the Blazers.
Yeah, sometimes it's not about the X's and O's; it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. It's about who's ready. Next game we have is the Lending Tree Bowl. Isn't it a mortgage company?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Some of the sponsors for these bowls are just on crack.
Interesting.
There's an amazing article that was done a few years ago, like best bowl names of all time, and like it goes back to like the 90s. I'd highly recommend it. I'm gonna try to find it.
Huh. Yeah.
The Lending Tree Bowl will be Eastern Michigan out of the MAC versus Liberty. Liberty laying 8.5. Man, I don't know.
This game is tougher than what I originally thought. I originally thought Liberty was going to go out and just kill them because I think Liberty is actually pretty underrated and they're a good football team. The last couple of weeks have not been kind to Liberty. Got blown out against Army. Eastern Michigan really hasn't been much better. They beat Western Michigan by 1, but they also beat Toledo. So I don't know. I think this is going to be an interesting game. Eastern Michigan, again, a MAC school, can score a lot of points, but don't play a whole lot of defense. Liberty, again, is probably more consistent on both sides of the ball. That's why I'm taking Liberty. I think that this is going to be a really, really good game. It's going to be close. But I like Liberty here to win the Lending Tree Bowl.
Yeah, I'm taking Liberty as well. Liberty's kind of struggled recently after really starting the season hot, which is always a little concerning in bowl season. But Eastern Michigan, I don't know. It's just they're one of those MAC schools that I guess in theory could win this one, but I don't know. Liberty is a little bit too talented. So I'll go ahead and take Liberty.
Yeah, I'm going to take Liberty as well. Just too much talent on the field for Liberty. I think they're the better team overall, probably especially on the defensive side of the ball. But, you can't pick against a good moral Christian institution like Liberty. So I'm going to take the 8.5 with Liberty. The next game is the LA Bowl. It'll be Utah State versus Oregon State. Oregon State, the Beavers. Wait, what is it like the Beaver? I don't know. Oregon State laying 7.5. I've got Utah State in this one. Utah State, didn't they win? They won their their conference championship outright?
Yeah, they beat somebody. They have a quarterback that can just absolutely sling it. I forget who they won.
They beat San Diego State outright.
Yeah.
So I'll take Utah State.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have no idea why the spread is 7.5. Oregon State is just not good. They lost to Cal and Colorado back-to-back weeks. Like, you can't get much worse than that for Oregon State. Granted, that was earlier in October, but I mean, they've had a couple of decent wins since then. I mean, their best win is probably Arizona State over Thanksgiving weekend. But I mean, like, I just don't know why the spread is 7.5. I think that Oregon State is not a good football team. You know, they played to the level of their competition for the most part, but I think Utah State is a really good team. Utah State can score a lot of points. They just be a top 25 team at San Diego State. I think Utah State definitely wants it more. They want to get to 11 wins. Oregon State 7-5, playing in the Los Angeles Bowl. They don't care. So I'm going with Utah State.
I'm taking Oregon State here. They had a bad loss to Colorado and California back-to-back, like Connor said. It's pretty rough. But if you take that 2-game stretch out, they've been really good this year. Like, they beat Utah. They beat Stanford pretty easily. They beat Arizona State pretty easily, and they hung with Oregon. So I like Oregon State. Go Beavs.
The next game we've got is the New Orleans Bowl. You can guess where that one's going to be played. It'll be number 23 Louisiana versus Marshall. Marshall 5.5-point dogs. Who do you got, Connor?
I'm going with Marshall. You know, Marshall might have one of the worst quarterbacks in college football. He's thrown for about 3,000 yards. He's got only 16 touchdowns and 12 interceptions, but the running back, Ali, is a freaking beast. Rushed for almost 1,500 yards. He's got 20 rushing touchdowns. So I think they're going to run the ball. You can't pick against Marshall in a bowl game, even though Louisiana is 12-1. Louisiana's a good team. They're ranked 23rd. So, yeah, this is definitely no slouch. But I think, you know, Marshall's a decent team. You know, they can hang with anybody, I think, and they've got a really, really good rushing attacks and one of the most underrated running backs in the country. I'm picking Marshall to win outright.
I think this game should be like a coin flip. I don't think Louisiana is 5.5 points better than Marshall. Marshall's been pretty good this year. Had a couple rough games. They have a tendency to get blown out sometimes, which isn't great, but they're a good team. And I think Louisiana, they lost their head coach. I don't think he's coaching them in the bowl game, Billy Napier. I know he coached them in the conference championship game, and part of me wonders if that was like their senior classes, like last hurrah with their coach. And I wonder if now that he's gone, there's going to be a bit of a letdown. So I'll take Marshall in this one. Could be close, but I think they'll pull it out late.
Yeah, Billy Napier isn't coaching this game, but wow, excuse me. I've been getting over this sickness, man. This is just kicking my butt. But we're a podcast of grit. We're just a bunch of gritty guys. We're pushing through. Yeah, you said Billy Napier isn't going to coach this game, which kind of concerns me. There might be some opt-outs on Louisiana's side. I could see Marshall running the ball, controlling possession, running the clock down. But really, looking at Marshall's schedule, a blowout loss to Western Kentucky, a touchdown loss to UAB, and then Louisiana, their last 5, beat App State, beat Liberty, beat Georgia State, beat ULM. I'm going to take Louisiana here. I probably wouldn't lay the 5.5, but I like them outright. Connor, you want to do our next game?
Yes, possibly the worst bowl game of the year, in my opinion. The Myrtle Beach Bowl between Tulsa and Old Dominion. Both teams are 6-6. Tulsa favored by 9.5. I had no idea Old Dominion was even had a football team, nor were they bowl eligible. This is just, I mean, a weird team. Old Dominion's won 5 games in a row. Tulsa, you know, just coming off a win against SMU, and Temple sucks, but SMU is actually decent. They didn't play that way against Cincinnati, but I think SMU is a decent team. I think Tanner Mordecai is really good. So Tulsa beat Mordecai and SMU. I think Tulsa kicks their butt. I think 9.5 is not enough. I think, you know, even though Old Dominion's won 5 straight, I think they're bound for a loss at some point. I like Tulsa here pretty easily.
Yeah. Old Dominion sucks. I think that's the reason I'm taking Tulsa here. Yeah. This is maybe like the worst team to make a bowl game in the FBS. Them and Middle Tennessee State, I think, are battling for that. So, yeah, Tulsa's not great either, but Old Dominion is like confirmed bad. So I'll take
really
Tulsa.
bad.
Yeah.
Tulsa.
No, I was just gonna say I have no idea how they're bowl eligible. That's all I was gonna say.
Yeah, I didn't even know they had a football team.
I didn't either. That's why I'm like, what the heck's going on?
What
Ridiculous.
is their like mascot? Like what are they called? The
The
Old
Monarchs.
Dominion, the Monarchs. All right.
Kind of a cool name
Yeah.
for it.
Tulsa looked really good on the road against Cincinnati, and I think that is enough for me to take them. I like Tulsa in this game. Excuse me. I'll probably lay the 9.5 with them.
Put the mortgage on it. I mean, put your tuition on it for goodness
the kids college account.
Don't count out the Monarchs. But I don't like
I don't know.
The next game we've got is one we all love, the famous Idaho Potato Bowl. It'll be Kent State versus Wyoming. Wyoming laying 3.5. Who we got?
This is one of the most underrated bowl games, I think, of the whole entire year. Here's why. Kent State is probably one of the fastest teams in college football. They like hardly take a second. I mean, I'm not even sure if they call play when they snap the ball. Like they are just constantly like moving. Wyoming, I think I read Fornelli's tweet. He was like, they are one of the like they hate playing offense. They absolutely hate it. They wait until like 1 second on the play clock to snap the ball. So these are two totally opposite teams. This is going to be really, really exciting. Sean Chambers, the quarterback for Wyoming. Let me just read you guys his stat line. He is 90 for 177, 1,125 yards, 6 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions. This is a Wyoming team that hates playing offense. They absolutely despise it. With that, I think their defense is good enough to beat Kent State. I like Wyoming here. They almost beat Boise State. Boise State scored a garbage touchdown at the end of that game. Wyoming probably should have won that game. This is a Wyoming team that beat Utah State 44-17. Unheard of for Wyoming to score 44 points. A very in-depth analysis for the Idaho Potato Bowl. I like Wyoming here.
Yes, same. I want Wyoming. I don't like Kent State. To me, is a team that doesn't like playing physical teams. I know they're a fast offense, they're a fun offense, but I don't think they're going to be up for getting in the trenches here and playing a physical game with Wyoming. You kind of saw it in the Northern Illinois Conference Championship game where Northern Illinois just ran the ball all over them. I think Wyoming is going to be able to do much of the same. Kent State might be able to keep it close by scoring on a lot of their drives, but I don't think they're going to be able to stop Wyoming from just controlling this one on the ground. So give me the Cowboys.
Yeah, I had Kent State penciled in, but reading your stat that the MAC is 9-21 in their last 30 bowl games.
Oh, holy cow!
Yeah, I'm gonna take Wyoming and the Cowboys out of Laramie. Not much more to add than what you guys said. The next game is the Frisco Bowl. It'll be number 24 San Diego State versus UTSA. Meep. The Roadrunners will be laying 2.5. Who we got?
Yeah, I'm taking recent form for this one. San Diego State just got their butt kicked against Utah State in the conference championship game, 46-13. This is San Diego State team that plays a really, really good defense. I'm going with recent form, though. They just got off an embarrassing loss in their conference championship game. UTSA just beating Western Kentucky, who likes to score a lot of points. They've won 3 out of the last 4 games. It looks like only lost to Texas. And they have a great record. They are 12-1. San Diego State no slouch himself, 11-2. But I like UTSA. I can't pick against the Roadrunners here. I'm kind of surprised they're favored in this game 2.5, given that San Diego State is one of the best defenses in the country. But with that being said, I just like UTSA to win outright here.
I'm going to go to the Aztecs. I don't have a whole lot of reasons for this one. I like UTSA, but I think San Diego State, to me, they're going to be able to control this game. I don't know. This is a tough game to pick because San Diego State is one of those teams that wants the game to get random. They want to make the game come down to a couple possessions. They just want to play ball control, flip the field, pin you deep. They have a great punter who I believe is capable of punting the ball 90 yards. Something absurd. I don't know. But I don't know. I like them in this game. UTSA, it's been a great season, but I think they're going to lose a bowl game.
How dare you not trust in the Meep, the Roadrunners, the team of destiny, the 12-1, 9-4 against the spread, the Meep. Give me UTSA all day. I love them. I love them in this game, especially San Diego State not winning their conference, getting whooped up in the conference championship game. Like, give me UTSA. I'm gonna lay the points. Give me 2.5 as well. Wednesday, December 22nd, we have the Armed Forces Bowl. It'll be Missouri versus Army. Army laying 3.5. And if you don't take Army in the Armed Forces Bowl, you hate the troops. It's a fact.
Yeah, I did some digging on this one. These two teams last played in 1982. Missouri won by 13. I was trying to figure out how Missouri plays against triple option teams. It doesn't look like it happens very often. So the last time they played was 1982. Missouri won by 2 touchdowns. Rob, I'm going with your logic though. If you do not pick Army here, you hate the United States. This is an Army team that's 8-3. I mean, I remember watching or following on ESPN the Army Oklahoma game years ago, and Army honestly should have won that game in overtime. I was so disappointed. Army is a team that hung with Wisconsin earlier this year, only lost by 6.
Yeah.
Had a crazy game against Wake Forest, 70-56 earlier this year.
Yeah.
So this is a team that is kind of all over the place. That's why I like Army. I think Missouri sucks. I don't think Missouri is any good. I like Army here, laying 3 as well, -3.
Yeah, my personal power ranking tier, which I plug in some numbers for, pretty basic stuff, very basic stats, but it says the Army should be favored by 16 in this game. So
absolutely, give me that.
So
give me that alt spread -14.5.
Let me just go to my book here and just put that on it really quick.
give me the troops in this one fairly easily, I think. Listen, I don't know if they're going to be able to win by 16 because I don't anticipate their defense being able to like really hold Missouri in check. But like I don't really see Missouri wanting to get in the trenches and like they're gonna be getting cut block. They're gonna be getting their knees taken out from underneath them. Like there's no way Missouri's gonna be up for that. So yeah, I'm taking Army all day here. It could be a little closer than I expect, but they're gonna be up for this one.
Who is Missouri's head coach? I have no idea.
Drinkwitz, I think is his name. He's like a weird guy.
All the more reason.
Yeah, he kind of looks like a nerd.
I have 2 principles when it comes to my beloved service academies. You always take the troops in the bowl games, and if you bet the over in the service academy games, you're a communist. You don't like America and you're a communist. So give me Army, give me the troops. That's all I have to say. Next game, Thursday, December 23rd, the Frisco Football Classic. It'll be Miami of Ohio versus North Texas. Miami of Ohio laying 3.5.
This is an absolutely gross game. Who is going to watch Miami of Ohio versus North Texas the day before Christmas Eve? Literally nobody is going to watch this game. I've got zero idea, but Marcus, I'm going to go to your stat. The MAC has been just god awful in bowl games, so I am going to pick North Texas here, even though Miami is favored. I love the Hilltopper background, Marcus. I'm just now noticing that is one of the creepiest mascots in the entire college football landscape, and it's awesome. Anyway, I'm taking North Texas here. Big.
I don't freaking know, man. This game, North Texas has won 5 in a row, so maybe I should take them here. But like, they also had lost 7 in a row or 6 in a row, whatever it was before that. So, man, I don't know. This game's stupid. This like, I'm usually not one to complain about bowl games, but like this one's stupid. Like neither of these teams are. Miami, Ohio, I guess they're favored.
Yeah, this is disgusting. I won't be watching this one, unfortunately, but I'll take Miami of Ohio just because I haven't watched much of North Texas this year. So I'll take Miami of Ohio in this one.
I've watched so much North Texas this year. It's just unreal. I've watched every game that they've played.
Die hard.
Next game we've got is the Gasparilla Bowl. It is Florida versus UCF. UCF 7.5-point dogs, and I've got the Gators.
Didn't
Yeah,
this?
this is obviously a pretty interesting game. Two Florida teams scoring off. Both these teams, honestly, both these teams are not very good. I mean, UCF barely beat one of the worst teams in college football, South Florida, by 4 in their last game. Florida, obviously 6-6, fired in one. They have been a disgrace to the SEC ever since they almost beat Alabama. It seems like 2 years ago, but I'm taking Florida. I don't know. 7.5 is a lot of points here, so Vegas knows something. I think they're going to be excited to play UCF. I think that they're going to get up for it. I have no idea who the quarterback is going to be, whether it's going to be Richardson or Emory Jones. I assume it's going to be Jones, which is just a crime. But I think Florida's going to win the game.
Yeah. This used to be the Bad Boy Mowers Gasparilla Bowl, right? It's now.
Yeah.
Is it just the Gasparilla Bowl now?
Yeah, I think they just dropped the Bad Boy
Dang.
Mowers. Yeah.
Dang, that's a travesty.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite. That was one of my favorites.
Yeah, I'll take Florida. UCF isn't that great. Florida, I know, has got a lot of problems, but I don't know. This feels like a game you have to win if you're Florida. Like you just can't. You can't play this one off if you lose it.
Yeah, you got to win this one. In-state school bowl game. You got to win this one. I'll take Florida. Christmas Eve. So Christmas Eve football for you. We've got the Hawaii Bowl. Memphis versus Hawaii. Hawaii plus 3.5 in this game. I think I'm actually going to take Hawaii here.
Oh,
Are you on crack?
not
Okay, here's my reasoning is because I think Hawaii, that bowl game is like haunted. Because every time I pick against Hawaii in that bowl game, the refs absolutely screw me every time. Like every call goes Hawaii's way. Like, do you remember that when BYU went to Hawaii to play in the Hawaii Bowl? It might have been 2 years ago or last year or something. Like BYU got screwed on like every single call. And I'm not about to have it happen again.
Those Hawaiian refs, man.
They pay them or something. I don't know what it is, but
it is a pretty cool stadium. I mean, it is sweet. I think that's where they used to play the Pro Bowl, or still do play the Pro Bowl.
They don't play it there anymore, Fitz.
Well, that shows you how in depth I am about the NFL.
That stadium had to get torn down because it was like a safety hazard. It's funny. You should read about it.
So, what stadium are they playing in?
I think they're playing in some like 12,000 seat soccer stadium.
Okay, I will look it up.
yeah, the capacity is 9,000.
Holy crap! Hawaii Bowl Stadium. It says Aloha Stadium though.
That's old.
Okay.
Give me Hawaii. Whatever. Give me the 3.5.
Yeah, I'm taking Memphis. I think there's no way Hawaii's winning this game, even though it is the Hawaii Bowl on Christmas Eve, and Hawaii is playing in the bowl game. All the stars line up for Hawaii, but they are not a good team. They're 6-7. How do they have 13 games? Did they play in the conference championship? No, did they just play in 13 games? I don't understand.
I suppose.
Yeah, they're 6-7. They did not play a conference championship game. Weird. Very, very weird. This is a team that
they're
lost.
haunted. It's like voodoo stuff.
This is a team that lost
weird.
to UNLV this year. Say no more. I am putting everything on Memphis.
Did you guys see the story that came out about Hawaii's coach the other day?
Yeah, I did. I did see that.
What was
Yeah,
it?
basically his players hate him, so I'll take Memphis.
Wow, this stadium looks awful. Holy cow! It looks like the Homestead High School stadium.
It literally is.
Oh my gosh. Anyway.
The next game we have is Saturday, December 25th, Christmas Day. It'll be the Camellia Bowl. Camellia Bowl.
I feel so bad for these teams. Why are they making these two teams play on Christmas?
Yeah, this is just kind of mean to make Ball State play on Christmas. But
how dare they?
how dare they?
Muncie's own.
These atheist bowl organizers.
They don't believe in the sanctity of the Christmas day. It's a 2:30 kick, so I guess that's okay. It's not Christmas.
they can wake up and open presents and then go get warmed up for the full game. Good night. Rob, who are you picking here?
Georgia State beat Coastal by 2 points. uh, I want to take Ball State just out of, like they're from Indiana, whatever. But Georgia State, just like the MAC isn't good in bowl games. Georgia State has some good wins. I'm going to take Georgia State.
This is my confidence number one here for Bull Pick'ems.
Wait, so I have a question.
Go ahead.
On the Bull Pick'em thing on ESPN, I thought it was the other way around. So I put my least confident picks as number one and my most confident as like 40.
No, that's how it is. Because you want to get the most points, obviously. I think your goal is to get the most points. Yeah, I was confused in that too. I was like, wait a minute, which one is it?
Yeah.
There is no way Ball State is winning this game. Ball State sucks. Ball State is terrible. They are not a good football team. And you think Ball State wants to go win a game in Montgomery, Alabama on Christmas Day? No way. Georgia State is actually decent. Georgia State is competent in football. Ball State is 6-6 in the MAC. They only beat Akron by 6. They lost to Miami of Ohio. They did beat Army, so that's a good one. But they got their butt kicked against Wyoming. There is no way Ball State's winning this game. Georgia State by 21 plus.
Chirp.
You are crazy.
I can't pick against the local team. Go Ball State.
You got the sprawling metropolis of Muncie, Indiana.
Beautiful.
Thriving. Oh, man. We'll take Boxing Day off. But on Monday, December 27th, it'll be the Quick Lane Bowl. It'll be Western Michigan versus Nevada's the Wolfpack, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Nevada Wolfpack. The Wolfpack laying 2.5. I don't know who to take here.
Well, I'll tell you who I'm taking. It's Nevada. Not Charlie Strong. Carson Strong, Nevada's quarterback. Not to be confused with the former head coach of Texas. He's thrown for over 4,000 yards this year. And obviously, this is a MAC team in Western Michigan that plays zero defense. I assume he's playing in the bowl game. I would see no reason for him to opt out of this game. I think Nevada easily covers 2.5 and wins the game.
Give me the Broncos, I believe, right? They're the Broncos?
They're the Broncos.
Yeah.
Here's why. Nevada's coach left. That's my only reason.
All right. That's fair. Okay.
Not much research.
Give me Nevada. I just think they're better. Better wins.
At 10 a.m. Central. Oh my.
Wow. That's tough.
They're playing at 11 a.m. in Detroit. That's bleak. How many people do you think will be at Western Michigan and Nevada in Ford Field?
Sellout.
Western Michigan probably more than Nevada, but Western Michigan to Detroit is still kind of like a 3-hour drive.
4,000? I think 4,000 people at the game.
Is this game at Ford Field?
Yeah.
So capacity is 64. Yeah, there's going to be less than 5,000. No doubt.
Next game we've got is the Military Bowl. It'll be East Carolina versus Boston College. Boston College laying 3.5. Who do we got?
I'm taking Boston College for Phil Dracovic, the former Notre Dame quarterback. I think he's playing. Actually, he was banged up earlier in the year. I want to see if he played their last game against Wake. I think he did. Yes, he did play their last game. Ooh. He was 3 of 11 for 19 yards, a touchdown, and 2 interceptions. So, East Carolina is actually a decent team. They beat South Carolina this year, right? Or no, they lost by a field goal. But
they should have beat them. Yeah,
they should have beat them. They were up in that game. East Carolina is a good team, but I'm only picking Boston College for Phil Dracovic. I am surprised Boston College is favored in this game by 3.5. That's interesting. I would probably take East Carolina. In the points 3.5, but I would pick Boston College to win. So that's what I'm doing. It's gonna be a close game.
I think East Carolina is better, so I'm taking them.
Good
analysis. They didn't look great against Cincinnati, but Cincinnati's been playing pretty well of late, so I'm not too concerned there. So.
And that game was closer than it let on. It was pretty close for a while, and then Cincinnati kind of pulled away.
Yeah. But
hashtag analysis. I'm going ECU, the Pirates. Give me the Pirates. Like Marcus said, I think they're better wins. They beat Memphis, Navy on a field goal. Boston College hasn't looked great, excuse me, as of late. 15-point loss to Syracuse, 3-point loss to Florida State, 31-point loss to Wake. Give me the Pirates and the 3.5, and then I'll take them outright. So I'll take ECU. Marcus, you want to lead us into our next game?
Sure thing. Tuesday, December 28th. It's a busy day for Bulls. It's when you're going to want to sit down and just take them all in. But it starts with the Birmingham Bowl, and it's actually a pretty good game. We got Houston versus Auburn. I'll start off. I'm taking Auburn. Houston hasn't really played anyone this year outside of Cincinnati, and Cincinnati, though the score wasn't super big, like the margin wasn't super big at the end, Cincinnati was in total control of that game from the start. Give me Auburn.
Houston 11-2. I think they lost their first game of the year, Texas Tech, and they also lost their last game of the year to Cincinnati, obviously, in the conference championship game. Like Marcus said, they really haven't beaten anybody in between just because the American is not that good this year. Besides Cincinnati, you can make an argument from SMU, but they're just okay. I'm taking Auburn. Obviously Bo Nix is out, but Auburn, quite frankly, should have beat Alabama. Not that it would have mattered for the playoff sake, I think, but Auburn should have beat Alabama. They have a really good defense, so I'm taking Auburn here.
Yeah, I'll go Auburn with you guys. I want to take Houston, but that Cincy game kind of concerned me, so I'll take Auburn.
Yeah.
First Responder Bowl, it'll be Air Force versus Louisville. Louisville laying 1.5. I've got the Pilots. Give me the Pilots. I like Air Force.
Oh yeah, Air Force. Same here. Me too, all the way.
Yep. Not much to say here other than just whatever. Air Force.
Analysis. Hashtag analysis. Air Force.
Is Air Force actually the Pilots? Are they the Pilots?
They're the Falcons.
Falcons,
okay.
Yeah.
I just put fighter pilots down because I was like, they're flying planes.
We know what you mean.
I remember a couple years ago, their mascot died, and they covered in the dead mascot game. What was the name of the Falcon?
No idea.
I forget.
Brand the Falcon.
Oh man. Next game we've got is the the Liberty Bowl, Texas Tech versus Mississippi State. The Miss laying 9. I've got Mississippi State. Texas Tech is not good.
Mike. This is the Mike Leach Bowl here, right?
Yeah.
Mike Leach going against his former team in Texas Tech. I think it's the gross game. Yeah, I think this game is really disgusting. Mississippi State actually has a pretty good quarterback in Will Rogers. Spoiler, I think he's going to be a dark horse for the Heisman next year, to be completely honest with you. Like it's the guy who can freaking sling it. He's got 4,400 yards passing, 35 touchdowns and 8 interceptions. I honestly wouldn't be surprised. I mean, he's not going to win the Heisman next year, but he'll be, if you're working to place a bet pre next season, I think he's not a bad value to have. So I think Mississippi State's going to kill him.
I'm taking Mississippi State. Texas Tech sucks. That's why I'm taking Mississippi State. Oh my gosh, look, Pat's getting in the picture here.
Yeah, let me see Pat. There he is. I can kind of see him.
The goat.
KJ Costello always sucked. KJ Costello is terrible.
Texas Tech sucks, so I'm taking Mississippi State. Mississippi State's pretty good.
The next game is the Holiday Bowl. It'll be number 18 NC State versus UCLA. UCLA laying 0.5. This is a tough game for me because these are two teams that I've loved and I've basically ridden all year long. Both teams that I thought would exceed expectations, and they did. More NC State than UCLA, but I can't pick against Tuffy. I love Tuffy. I love that damn dog. He's just the cutest little dog ever. So I'm gonna take the Wolf Pack here. Go Pack.
Yeah, these are two pretty interesting teams. I think. I like UCLA in this game, but it's gonna be close. He might be a little overrated, but I really like Dorian Thompson-Robinson. I think he's a really good quarterback. So that's why I'm going with UCLA. He's got the 13th best QBR in the country right now. So I'm taking Dorian Thompson-Robinson and UCLA. Go Bruins.
Doing some research here.
Please do.
North Carolina State's lost their last 2 bowl games, so I'm going to take UCLA.
Hey, there you go.
Some in-depth research. Some very meaningful research.
I will say NC State has looked good. Like they've looked like
They're
a
a good
solid team. Yeah.
They're not bad.
Were
I
you
don't
saying
think a
something,
dog
Marcus?
matters, so give me UCLA.
Hey. I just can't believe we would speak about Tuffy like that. R.I.P. Tuffy the second. Sorry, I lost my spot. Here we are. Next game is the Guaranteed Rate Bowl. It'll be Minnesota versus West Virginia. PJ Fleck and the boys laying 5 points in this bowl game. Who we got?
Yeah, this is another one of my locks, along with Georgia State beating Ball State. West Virginia is going to win this game. I don't know why it's Minnesota -5 right now, but because West Virginia is actually competent, they almost beat Oklahoma earlier this year.
They suck,
dude. You want to bet on Tanner Morgan? By all means,
okay.
you go ahead.
Who said I was betting on this game? West Virginia sucks.
Minnesota is not much better. Minnesota is terrible too. Like Tanner Morgan sucks. They're terrible. They beat IU. Sure, they beat Wisconsin as a home game. Big rivalry game. They lost to Illinois. I still can't get over that fact. I'm taking West Virginia. I think that they're going to win the game. I think Dunge is a much better quarterback than Tanner Morgan is, who seems to be there forever. This is another one of my locks. West Virginia outright. Book it.
I don't like Minnesota, but West Virginia is bad. Like they beat Kansas by 6 in their most.
Kansas beat Texas.
So did West Virginia. I don't think West Virginia is very good. If you look at their schedule, they're really like the only like good team they've beaten all year is Iowa State, and that was at home. If they play a team that's good, they're going to lose. And I think Minnesota, despite my dislike of PJ Fleck, I think Minnesota is good. They're fine.
You look up crook in a dictionary, and PJ Fleck's face, his bald head is just right there. It's right there next to crook.
He's a crazed animal.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna take West Virginia here. I know the the principle is to take or to pick against West Virginia on the road, but I just don't think Minnesota is that good, and I think West Virginia has the ability to stop them defensively. So I'll take West Virginia. Mark, you want to read off our next game?
Yes. The next game, Wednesday, December 29th. The Fenway Bowl between Virginia and SMU. 2 noted Boston teams playing in the Fenway Bowl.
Yeah, this is an interesting game. Tanner Mordecai had a really good start to the year for SMU, and obviously he's their quarterback. Really kind of fell off against Cincinnati. That was a pretty awful game for him. I still like SMU here in this game. I just think that they're the better team. I think Virginia, they have a pretty good defense. Their quarterback is still a little banged up. Surprisingly, 2 pretty good offenses here. It's not every year you see Virginia actually have a competent offense, but I like SMU here. I think this is a trap game. I'm taking the Mustangs.
Give me SMU. I think I took SMU, right?
Yeah, you did.
UVA's coach retired.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I saw that. Just like out of the blue, right?
Switching it. Give me UVA. They're going to play for him. They're going to play for Bronco.
Play inspired.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm looking at SMU's matchups here.
Remember, SMU hates their coach. The coach they got, the one that left for TCU. Remember all the signs that were hanging up outside the game and stuff?
Oh, jeez. That's not great.
Virginia hasn't won a game since October. Give me SMU.
That's not great.
Virginia hasn't won a game since October? Holy crap.
They've lost 4 in a row. BYU, Notre Dame, Pitt, Virginia Tech.
Well, those are 2. I mean, those are 4.
That's a 3-game gauntlet of a schedule.
Yeah,
especially for Virginia.
Tough.
Fire that AD. Fire that AD into the sun. That's just so disrespectful to your
Who is scheduling that?
Who is scheduling that?
The ACC commissioner just did Virginia dirty.
Yeah, I'll take SMU. Give me SMU.
Marcus, are you being serious in your chat?
Yeah.
Do you think Phoenix is going to Wisconsin? That'd be something.
I mean,
No, they have Mertz. Stop. He's not.
Mertz is worse. Mertz is horrible.
I mean,
Mertz is a
Mertz
Heisman
sucks, but I
candidate.
mean,
He's a
like,
Heisman candidate.
do you think Phoenix fits the Wisconsin offense? Like,
Yes.
I don't know.
Yeah, lots of interceptions and turnovers, right? Just fits right in like a glove.
I could go ahead and read off the next bowl game. We have the famous Pinstripe Bowl, Virginia Tech versus Maryland. Notre Dame once played Rutgers in this bowl game. That was a dark day for Notre Dame football. They won, but they played Rutgers in the Pinstripe Bowl. I think Virginia Tech is going to win this game. Maryland is terrible. Maryland is so bad. I don't know how they're bowl eligible. 6-6.
They're both eligible because they play in a division with Indiana and Rutgers this year.
Yeah, that is the only reason why. Trying to find Maryland's best win, and it just might be West Virginia, to be completely honest with you. Yeah, I think so. So I mean, Maryland sucks. Virginia Tech, they've had some issues this year, but Virginia Tech is always notorious for winning the bowl games. Go Hokies.
Give me Virginia Tech. Mike Loxley is fat. That's why.
Oh my goodness, I lost my spot. Yeah, give me the Hokies.
Not a chance Maryland wins this game.
I'm taking an ACC team against a bottom of the barrel Big Ten team any day of the week. Regardless of matchups or anything, I'll take the Hokies. Let's see here. We got the Cheez-It Bowl. Number 19 Clemson versus Iowa State. Clemson laying 1.5. I've got Clemson. They figured it out. They figured out the offense.
I wouldn't go that far. I mean, they've definitely improved a little bit on offense the last couple of weeks. I saw their backup quarterback is transferring. The Fomachiu guy is in the transfer portal. That really guy with a long last name.
Fomancha or something.
Yeah, he's in the portal. So there are some good quarterbacks in the transfer portal this year, honestly. Along with Max Johnson from LSU. But I do not like Matt Campbell. Every time there's been a head coaching job open, Matt Campbell's name is always out there. He's just okay. Like Matt Campbell, he's fine. It's like Old Navy. Old Navy, it's fine. Matt Campbell, he's fine. He's not.
DC, it's fine.
Yeah, he's nothing special. So I am taking Clemson and Dabo Sweeney, even though they just lost their AD, defense, and offensive coordinator all in like a week.
Yeah, that's pretty tough.
Yeah,
and
that is tough.
Iowa State, it's a gritty team of like fifth-year seniors. They don't care if they're playing in the freaking national championship or the freaking Cheez-It Bowl. They're going to come in. They're going to see Clemson on the other sideline. They're going to punch Clemson in the mouth. Breece Hall is going to run for 150 yards. They're going to win 17-10. Go Iowa State.
That was a very violent analysis. Probably the most violent one we've had. Lots of punching and kneecaps. All right. We've got the Alamo Bowl next. It'll be number 14 Oregon versus number 16 Oklahoma. The Sooners laying 4.5, and I've got Oklahoma, where the wind comes sweeping down the plain.
Yeah, this game will depend on if Caleb Williams plays. I assume that he will, because I don't think he's going to leave. He's got the starting job for the next 2 or 3 years, however long he wants it, obviously. But I don't know with Lincoln Riley leaving for USC if he's even considering the portal. So if Caleb Williams plays, I am taking Oklahoma. Even if he doesn't play, I'm probably still going to take the Sooners. I'm going to think about it a little bit more. Oregon just lost Cristobal to Miami. Anthony Brown is so bad. He played a good game against Ohio State, and ever since then, he has just plummeted. Anthony Brown is not a good quarterback. Granted, Utah has one of the best defenses in the country. He has struggled. I mean, I'm taking Oklahoma, I think, here in this game.
Oregon lost Cristobal, but Moorhead's coaching this game. Their OC. I kind of just want to base this a lot off of the Ohio State game earlier in the year. I think Ohio State and Oklahoma are similar teams on both sides of the ball. And I think Oregon matches up well with Oklahoma. They have a good defense. I think they're going to be able to contain with Caleb Williams, get some pressure on them. And I think their offense will be able to expose Oklahoma's secondary a little bit. with some RPOs and stuff. So I'll take Oregon.
Yeah, my analysis is pretty simple. You give me an interim head coach, Bob Stoops, in a bowl game. Give me Oklahoma. Like, come on. Like, that's just you're gonna give me Bob Stoops on the sideline with a headset and a playbook. Give me the Sooners. So the next game we've got is on December 30th. It'll be a Thursday. It is the all famous Duke's Mayo Bowl. It'll be North Carolina versus South Carolina. North Carolina laying a touchdown. I've got UNC. I think Howell's going to play, so I'll take UNC. That's pretty simple.
Yeah, if Howell plays, that definitely changes things. South Carolina barely snuck into a bowl game. Still don't really know how they did that. They started off terrible, like they're like 2-5. I think they won a couple games in a row. If Howell plays, I definitely like UNC. Even if Howell does not play, I'm still taking North Carolina. South Carolina is bad. I like North Carolina here.
Yeah, North Carolina, South Carolina, like Connor said, they might be the worst Power 5 team to make a bowl game. I can't really think of a Power 5 team that made a bowl game that's worse. Maybe like Boston College, but
Maryland.
Yeah, it's true. Maryland might be a little worse, but yeah, North Carolina's been pretty up and down this year, but I feel like they still have the offense to beat South Carolina.
My bad. I was punching in some numbers. Let's see here. Next game we've got is the Music City Bowl. It'll be Tennessee versus Purdue. Tennessee laying 3.5. I was going to take Purdue because I think Purdue needs to be able to run the ball to win this game, and they can't do that at all, not even in the slightest bit. They couldn't run against my grandparents, so I will take Tennessee here.
Yeah, I know David Bell declared for the NFL draft yesterday, so I don't know if he's going to play. I would doubt that he is. Even so, Tennessee has one of the like better offenses in the whole entire country, honestly. And as we have learned watching Ohio State play Purdue, anybody else play Purdue, really, they can score a lot of points. Granted, Purdue can too, but without their best receiver, Purdue is going to lose this game. So, and the last time Purdue played in the Music City Bowl, remember that game, Auburn and Purdue? It was 49-0 at half. It was absolutely terrible. So I'm taking Tennessee here. Go Vols.
Yeah, Purdue. They are not good in bowl games against SEC teams. Indiana schools in general, they tend to lose in stupid ways to SEC teams in bowl games, ways that cause me a lot of pain. So Purdue's going to endure the same pain and lose to Tennessee, perhaps on an onside kick. Who knows? It's happened before.
Huh.
The Gator Bowl from 2019 is one of my least favorite days in my entire life.
I think for the promo video for this episode, I'll tweet out like that game for you. How about that?
Yeah.
Sure.
Excuse me. Wow. Oh, just so much grit on this side of the screen here. Just pushing
Power through it. Power through it.
Next game we've got is Michigan State versus Pitt. Responsibly throw your kids' college savings account at Pitt. Please, just listen to me here. Pitt. Narduzzi and the boys are ready. Let's go.
Yep, same here, Pitt.
Yeah.
Pitt. Yep, same as Rob said. I think Michigan State's kind of fraudulent. I think they got a little lucky early in the year, went undefeated, and then they kind of fluked out a win against Michigan, got everyone hyped, and I think since then they've kind of shown some of their flaws. I think their defense is pretty bad, and if Kenneth Walker isn't running for 300 yards, I don't know if their offense is that great either. So I'll take Pittsburgh.
Connor, you're same as Pitt?
Yep, Pitt all day.
Yeah. I'm kind of concerned because Pickett isn't sure about playing and they've lost their offensive coordinator. So I'm a little concerned about that. But I think Pitt's defense should be able to contain Kenneth Walker for sure. Next game we've got is the Las Vegas Bowl. It'll be Wisconsin versus Arizona State. Wisconsin laying a touchdown, and I've got the Badgers.
Yeah, I don't really know why it's a touchdown because every time Wisconsin's a touchdown favorite, they always seem to lose. They don't score a whole lot of points. They have one of the best freshman running backs in the whole entire country. His name is I am blanking on, but
17.
He's 19. He is an absolute hoss. I think if Wisconsin would have been in the Big Ten championship game, they would have gave Michigan a game. Obviously, a much more better game than freaking Iowa, who is just terrible. But they lost to Minnesota. That's their last game. But Jaden Daniels is coming back for a 5th year. Do you guys read that? He's coming back to Arizona State next year. That's going to be good for them.
Is it his 5th or is it 4th?
That's a good question. I just know he's coming back. I thought it was his 5th. Maybe it's his 4th. Figure that out. But he is going to come back. But I think Wisconsin's going to win by a field goal. I would take Arizona State in the points +7. But I like Wisconsin to win outright here.
Yeah, Wisconsin. Wisconsin's been playing really well of late. Outside of that loss to Minnesota, they've been like the Wisconsin of old for the most part since dropping a few at the start of the season. Arizona State's been pretty inconsistent this year. I'll take the Badgers.
Next game we've got is the Gator Bowl. It'll be number 17 Wake Forest versus number 25 Texas A&M. A&M laying 7.5 for some reason. I don't know why. But I'm gonna take Wake in this.
Well, I think the reason why it's 7.5 is because this is the best defense Wake has faced all year. Wake is obviously a high-powered juggernaut, one of the best offenses, if not the best offense in the entire country besides Ohio State. This is a very fun Wake Forest team to watch. They go so fast, and I think the reason why it is 7 points A&M is favored by because A&M's got one of the best defenses in the country. So this is actually going to be a pretty good game. I like A&M against an SEC team against an ACC team. So I don't know. I mean, I like A&M, but there's no really rhyme or reason for it besides A&M's defense being the best Wake Forest has faced all year.
Yeah, though I worry about A&M's defense playing against tempo. We'll see. We'll see if they can keep it up. I like Wake. I don't know. This is kind of one of their better seasons in school history. And I think they might have some emotional factor in this game on their side a little bit. So I'll take Wake though. This could go I think a couple ways. I think one of the ways is Texas A&M just completely dominates them from the start. So it could be a blowout in Texas A&M's favor, but I feel like most of the time Wake wins this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Wake here. I just think they have the better offense, and I don't think Texas A&M's defense is. I mean, it's good, but I think Wake's offense should be able to find some ways around it. So I'll take Wake here. The next game we've got is the Sun Bowl. It'll be Washington State versus Miami, Florida. Miami laying 2.5. I'm gonna take Miami. Pretty simple. I'm not gonna bet on a Pac-12 team in bowl season, especially a mid-tier Pac-12 team. So I'll take Miami.
I like Wazoo. I think that Miami's got a lot of things going on with them right now with Cristobal coaching. Who's going to be coaching the bowl game? Who knows? For that reason, I like Wazoo. I think that they have a pretty decent offense. So I think they're going to beat Miami. Marcus, you said that running back for Wisconsin is 17 years old.
Yeah.
Holy cow! I thought he was 19.
Yeah, he's really young.
That guy is built like a tank.
I know.
Anyway, I'm taking Washington State against Miami.
Yes, I'm joining you on that one, Connor. I'll take Washington State. Who's coaching Miami in this game?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I'll find out.
Washington State named their interim to be their full-time head coach. Yeah, I feel like that matters a little bit here. They're probably going to be playing for him pretty hard, so I'll take Washington State.
Jesse Simpson, their defensive line coach. Interesting.
Oh yeah, get in the trenches. Yeah, I love it.
Defensive line coach is coaching a Miami bowl game.
Yeah, I love it. The boys are gonna be ready. We'll do one last game and then we'll take a break before we get to the semifinal games. It is the Barstool Arizona Bowl. This game is gonna be a spectacle. I think Big Cat is supposed to skydive in. And deliver a game ball or something, and then Scott, what is his name? The lead singer of Creed. What is his name? Hang on, I'll pull it up. Scott Stapp is doing the halftime show of this game. So, This game is going to be one you want on the TV. It is Central Michigan versus Boise State. The Broncos laying 7.5. I've got Boise. Pretty simple.
Yeah, I've got Boise State.
I think they cover.
Yeah, I like Boise State here too. I think that Central Michigan, again, another MAC team, can't play any defense. They're terrible in the bowl games. I like Boise State.
Yeah, Boise State is much better than Central Michigan. I don't believe there's a stat out there that would point to any other conclusion. So I'll take the Broncos.
Next game we've got is the college football playoff semifinal. It is the Cotton Bowl. It'll be number 1 Alabama versus number 4 Cincinnati. Spoiler alert, this spread is huge, especially for a college football playoff game. That's why I will be taking the Tide, laying the 14. I think this matchup is terrible for Cincinnati. This is a fast-paced offense, explosive plays, something that Cincy has not seen at all. Cincy hasn't dealt with a team that has as much talent as Alabama does. Now, if Cincy had drawn maybe Michigan, I think this spread would be a little bit smaller and this game would probably be a little bit closer. But Alabama just has so much talent. They're so quick. They're so much faster than Cincinnati. I think this 14 is probably too small.
Yeah, I mean, the only reason why I'm taking Alabama minus 14 is not really because of the teams themselves. Is that just the history? I mean, Alabama has basically blown out everybody in the first round for every time that they've been in the playoff. There's been some exceptions, but I'm just blanking. But Washington, Notre Dame a couple times, a couple other teams. So I mean, Alabama, they blow teams out in the first round. Now it's closer than championship, but that's the only reason why I'm taking Alabama. I think Cincinnati is actually a decent team. I think that they're gonna hang with Alabama in the first half, but I think Alabama's gonna pull away. Cincinnati, I mean, they're a good team. Like they're solid. But Rob, I think you're right. Alabama just has way too many athletes on the field. I think this is gonna be close. I mean, if it was 13.5, I would definitely take Alabama, but it might be a push 14 because I mean, I don't know. I think Alabama's gonna win by 2 touchdowns. Hey, there's Jack Miller. What's up? How's it going, Jack? Talk.
Plug my earbuds.
Hear me?
All right, he can hear you now. I wasn't. My earbuds were plugged in.
Jack, I'm taking Alabama minus 14. What do you think?
Alabama minus 14
Yeah.
against Cincinnati.
Yeah.
No, I'm taking Cincinnati.
I'm taking Cincinnati as well.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I can see it.
The roommate lock agreement.
I say I believe.
If Alabama had, let's say, won by 3 against Georgia, the spread for this game would be like 7. I feel like people are overreacting to Alabama's last week and not the whole season. So I think Cincinnati's been roughly as good as Alabama this year up until the last couple weeks, and Cincinnati proved last year they can hang with an SEC team in a big game when they almost beat Georgia. Should have beat Georgia. So I'll take the Bearcats. Plus 14. Not to win, but to cover.
Fair enough. The next game we have is the semifinal, the Orange Bowl. It'll be number 2 Michigan versus number 3 Georgia. And I'm going to go first. I have never said that this is a lock or that this is my game of the year or that I think you should responsibly bet your mortgage on this game. But Michigan plus 9 is my responsibly bet your mortgage game of the year, mortal lock, Michigan plus 9. Thank you very much. I love this number. Give it to me right now. I love this number. I got it at plus 9 the other day. It dropped to 8.
Are you taking them straight up as well?
I'll take them straight up as well. I think Michigan's better than people think. And the number 2 team in the college football playoff semifinal has won 3 times. They're always the most successful team in the playoff semifinal. I think people are undervaluing Michigan. I think Michigan matches up well in this game. I'm taking Michigan on the spread. I'm taking Michigan straight up. Give me the Wolverines. I love Jim Harbaugh.
All right, Rob, I'll try to talk you out of it.
Nope, you're not going to happen. It's my game of the year. It's my game of the year.
That's fair. That's fair. Georgia's defense was shredded against Alabama, but that was by Bryce Young. That was the passing attack. This is a Michigan team that doesn't throw the ball very well. Cade McNamara, I think, is not a good quarterback. I don't think he's very good. They've got 2 great running backs, Haskins and Corum. They've got 2 really good running backs. Georgia's run defense is insane. I think Georgia's got the best front seven in the whole entire country. They have one of the best linebackers, one of the best defensive tackles, obviously, with Jordan Davis. So I think that this is a Georgia team that is hungry to stop the run. I think Georgia wins it outright. Now, nine is a lot. I still think Georgia would cover that. I think Michigan's going to have a tough time scoring against Georgia. Granted, Georgia doesn't have a good offense. I think if Georgia wants to win a national title, they're going to have to eventually turn to JT Daniels. Honestly, I just don't think Stetson Bennett can get it done. Stetson Bennett is good getting out of trouble. He can scramble a little bit here and there. He's kind of like Ian Buck. He's a good scrambler, not the best thrower. JT Daniels can flat out swing it. With Pickens back, they're going to have to turn to somebody who can throw it. With that being said, I think Georgia's going to beat Michigan and cover.
What this spread, if Georgia had won last week against Alabama, this spread would be like 15 points. Like Georgia was like consensus, the top team in college football all season, and on the back of their defense. And like Michigan's not a team that's going to be able to like Alabama beat Georgia because they have guys like Jamison Williams and these guys that can create big plays. I don't think Michigan has the big play threats in them. They're gonna try to do what they've done all year, which is like dominate the line of scrimmage, which they're not going to be able to do. I think Georgia wins this one. I mean, like Georgia's played similar teams this year, in terms of like ball control type teams who want to run the ball a lot. They beat Arkansas 37-0. They beat Kentucky 30-13 on a last second touchdown that made it look closer than it actually was. Like I don't think Georgia's going to have much problem winning this game. They might have problems covering, but like I would be surprised if Michigan won this just because I don't think they're going to be able to score enough, but I guess we'll see.
I'll go a little bit more in depth now that my voice is a little bit back. Alabama kind of showed the blueprint for beating Georgia, and I think that blueprint is spread the field, get your receivers wide out, pick apart the secondary, control the time. And I think that's what Michigan's going to do. McNamara is going to spread the field. He's going to have maybe 4 wideouts. They're going to pick apart the secondary. And when they're not throwing the ball, they're going to run the ball, control the clock, control possession. I think Michigan covers this, and I think they win it outright. I think that's my game of the year.
That's what Tennessee tried to do to Georgia, too, and they didn't succeed. Like, you have to have the talent.
But Tennessee's not Michigan. We're talking about
Tennessee's
Michigan.
got a better quarterback
the number 2 team in the country.
Tennessee's got a better quarterback than Michigan. And it's not close. Yes.
Michigan beat Ohio State because they dominated Ohio State.
They killed their front scrimmage. Yeah.
They're not going to be able to physically dominate Georgia.
I don't think it'll be as big of a gap as you think. I think it'll be like probably even. Or maybe a little bit in Georgia's favor. I will admit that. Georgia's probably a bigger team. SEC usually has bigger lines than Big Ten. But, I mean, if McNamara is picking apart the secondary or throwing quick out routes or something like that, he doesn't need a ton of time in the pocket. The only issue there would be run protection and creating holes. But we'll see. It's my game of the year. Lock it in.
Let's see it.
And if I do recall correctly, I am in first place on the pick'em record. So I didn't want to point that out, but I had no other option. Just kind of had to throw that out there. Second back-to-back regular season title. We're going for the back-to-back titles this year. I kind of want to make a trophy that we just like pass.
You should. Yeah. You should, yeah.
It'd be kind of cool. It's sad because Markus will never touch it, but it's just is what it is. Oh man, just giving you crap. The next game we got is New Year's Day, January 1st. It'll be number 21 Arkansas versus Penn State. Penn State laying 1.5. I've got Pittman and the boys. I like Arkansas here. I like this matchup.
Yeah, Penn State is bad. I don't think Penn State's very good. I think Sam Pittman has really done a nice job at Arkansas. They have a really high-powered offense. I forget who their quarterback is, but gave Alabama a big scare. I think they're going to roll Penn State, so I like Arkansas here.
Penn State.
Wow.
I like Arkansas, but I feel like so much of our perception of them is based off their hot start, and I don't think they've actually been that good since then. Penn State has its problems, but they're favored in this game for a reason, so I'll take Penn State. Hello?
Is Rob talking or is he frozen?
Oh, my bad. I had my mic muted. I was reading a tweet.
Oh yeah, I could
Yeah.
tell if you were talking.
My bad. I'm sorry. Apologies. I'll do better. I was just reading a tweet. Did you guys see that Pat McAfee deal that he signed today?
I saw he signed a deal with FanDuel. Yeah,
FanDuel's paying him $30 million a year for like the exclusive rights to his show or whatever. It's just crazy.
I wonder if sportsbooks make a lot of money.
No, they don't.
I wonder if you can beat the book.
I would like to announce, going back to the Michigan game, that to commemorate my Michigan +9 mortal lock of the year, I will be dressing as Jim Harbaugh for Silent Night. I'm gonna go away from the trend that Penthouse set, and I'm gonna go pick out my Jim Harbaugh costume tonight. I'm gonna get a headset, Michigan sweater with khakis. I'm going all out. I love
What's
it.
that one store kind of in between Marion and Upland that we used to go to get our Silent Night stuff? Big K or something? What's it called? Big Lots.
Big Lots.
Big Lots.
Is that store still open?
Dude, I don't know.
Yeah, there's one in Marion, open till 10.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I've had the Upland to Marion drive, but that will never leave my memory. Is looking to my right and seeing the Big Lots.
Our next game is Iowa, number 15 Iowa versus number 22 Kentucky in the Citrus Bowl. This is look away, kids. This is ugly.
This game is gross.
This is rated R. This is not safe for child consumption.
I will not be watching the Citrus Bowl. Usually the Citrus Bowl is actually a good game. Like you got Notre Dame LSU, or you got like Penn State and like USC, well, not USC, but whoever it is. But this game sucks. And to top it all off, we have Iowa, who is just so bad. I don't even know how to describe it.
How are they even top 15 still? Like
Brian Ferentz, the offensive coordinator, needs to go. Kirk needs to have a heart-to-heart with his son and be like, listen, kid, you're not cutting it. We need to have somebody else come in here and tear it up. Iowa sucks. Kentucky's better. Kentucky by a trillion. Not going to be close.
Yeah, the only way that Iowa has scored this year is off of turnovers. Like when they don't generate turnovers that give them good field position, they're absolutely one of the worst teams in football. They literally, like, if you kick off to Iowa and pin them at the 20-yard line, you might as well just leave your defense off the field because they aren't going to be able to move the ball. They literally have not moved the ball all year. They have to have favorable field position, and I don't think that they're going to get that against this Kentucky team. I'll take Kentucky, and I'll take the 3 points as well.
Kentucky. Yeah, what you guys said. Not much else to say.
Yeah. I'm just so passionate about Iowa because they're like the number 15 team in the nation, and they can't move the ball offensively, like unless you basically hand it to them at the opponent's 5-yard line. Like they can't score, so it's just kind of funny. The next game is the Fiesta Bowl. It'll be number 5 Notre Dame versus number 9 Oklahoma State. Notre Dame laying 2.5, and I've got my good friend Brian Kelly to read off this pick for us. Hang on one sec. Howdy, folks. I'm Brian Kelly, and in this game, Rob Cochran's going to be taking the Oklahoma State Pokes. Go Pokes, baby! Woo! All right, that was my Brian Kelly impression.
Man, what an absolute fraud!
You're with my family.
My family.
My family. Who,
I'm betting my family's mortgage on
his
Oklahoma
daughter,
State plus 2.5.
The funniest thing is his daughter is still a student at Notre Dame.
Yeah,
it must suck to be her.
She has to finish her. She graduates in the spring, so she's like, "Well, I got to finish off my degree at Notre Dame where everybody hates me." So
I'd be in her ear in the cafeteria line, like, "Your dad's a fraud. Hope you enjoy your lunch."
Yeah, I see. I mean, not to spoil Marcus's pick, but I see you guys are both going against the Irish here. Fair enough. You know, Kyle Hamilton's probably not going to play.
Irish suck. Fitz, they haven't beaten a team with an above 500 record since Wisconsin.
That is true.
It's true. It is true.
And those are the facts.
A factual statement.
Cowboys.
Those are the facts. Jim Knowles just left for Ohio State, their new defensive coordinator. I don't think the Kyle Hamilton injury really factors in at all because Oklahoma State doesn't really throw the ball a whole lot. They like to run it. And seeing what Spencer Sanders did against Baylor, he is terrible. Jack Cohn, I mean, honestly, really isn't much better, to be completely honest with you guys. Now, there are a lot of unknowns for Notre Dame. Like, nobody knows if Kyron Williams is going to play. Like, nobody knows if the defensive line is going to play, just because they want to protect themselves from injury. Seeing what Jalen Smith did a couple of years ago in the Fiesta Bowl against Ohio State. This game is honestly a toss-up, but I'm picking Notre Dame, obviously. I think Marcus Freeman gets his first win here.
Is Freeman coaching the bowl game? Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
It was originally somebody else. I don't know who it was, and they said Freeman's going to
Charlie
coach.
Weiss.
Charlie Weiss, baby.
Charlie Weiss coming back
Charlie
from the dead.
Weiss with his little chair after his surgery.
I hated Charlie Weiss.
Oh man. Oh goodness.
Go Irish.
Go Irish. Tommy Reese, interim head coach. Yeah, let's not. The Rose Bowl. The Bowl of the Roses. It'll be number 6 Ohio State versus number 11 Utah. Utah 6.5-point dogs. I'll take Ohio State here. Look, Utah's looked really good, and I think that Utah would be in the college football playoff if they had gone with this quarterback that they have in now, like earlier in the season. Like if they had started the season with this quarterback, I think Utah wins the Pac-12, probably a 1 or a 0 loss team. They're in the college football playoff over Cincy. But I like Ohio State in this game, just based off of talent. I think Ohio State's probably a little bit more talented, a little bit deeper. So, excuse me, I'll take Ohio State.
I like the Utes here. I think they're going to show off their defense. Again, they've beaten the doors off Oregon the last 2 times they've played. CJ Stroud's really good. I assume all of his receivers are going to play. It is the Rose Bowl. Who knows, though? This is the best defense probably Ohio State has faced. You can make an argument for Michigan. I don't know. But I think Utah's got a much better defense than Michigan. So I think Utah wins a close one. So. Oh, gosh.
Utah is going to win this one. Why? Because the 2 teams that have beaten Ohio State this year have been teams that have been able to physically outmatch them in the line and on both lines. And I think Utah is going to be able to do that to Ohio State. So I'll take the Utes.
Let's see. The next game we've got is the Sugar Bowl. Number 7 Baylor versus number 8 Ole Miss. This will be a really good game. Basically a coin flip here. I will take the Fighting Lane Kiffins, and I'll take Ole Miss. Pretty simple.
Yeah, I'm taking Ole Miss too. I think this is going to be a fun game. I think Baylor's quarterback is going to play. I think he'll be healthy for January 1st. So I think he's going to play. This is going to be a really exciting game. I like Ole Miss. I think Matt Corral. Is he playing? Do we know?
I think so.
I'm pretty sure.
I think I would assume that he would play his last game and no really chance of him getting super hurt. I feel like against Baylor. So I think Ole Miss is going to win big, and I think it's going to be a good game, a lot of points. But I think Ole Miss pulls away in the second half.
I think Baylor's going to win this game. Baylor, I think, is pretty underrated. They had a couple bad losses, but they also have had some good wins. Their defense, I think, is going to be capable of containing Ole Miss a little bit. I think Ole Miss's run game has been a lot of what's driven them this season. And I think Baylor is going to be able to slow down that run game a little bit. They're going to make Ole Miss beat them through the air, which Ole Miss can do, but I think Ole Miss prefers to beat teams to the air after kind of establishing the run game a little bit. But yeah, I think Baylor's defense is going to be able to keep Ole Miss offense in check, and I don't really trust Ole Miss's defense very much to get many stops. So I'll take the Bears.
Fair enough. The next game, the last game we have that we'll do for this episode is the Texas Bowl. It'll be Kansas State versus LSU. Kansas State 1-point favorites. I'll take Kansas State. Not much to think about. I think Kansas State's the better team. I like them defensively as well. LSU dealing with quarterbacks transferring, coaching changes. I'll take Kansas State.
Yeah, me too. Who knows who LSU's quarterback is going to be by the time this bowl game kicks off. I love Kansas State here. I think coaching changes, Rob, you said it, very new blood in the whole coaching staff pretty much. So I think Kansas State wins big.
Why is this game being played on January 4th?
Yeah, I have no
Good
idea.
question.
Every
Good
other bowl
question.
game is January 1st or ahead of time, and this game randomly is on January 4th, and it's not even like a major bowl game.
Yeah, it's weird.
I just want to
I don't-
stand out.
I don't get
Be
it.
loved.
Boggles my mind.
I'll take Kansas State. I don't know like who's going to be coaching LSU. I don't know who's going to be playing for LSU, so I'll take Kansas State. Deuce Vaughn.
Go
Deuce
Wildcats.
Vaughn. That guy is literally like 5'2". They say
Yeah.
he's like 5'4" on
Darren
his, or like
Sproles.
5'6" or 5'8" on his depth chart. He's got to be
He's
like
like-
5'3".
It's like modern Darren Sproles.
Yeah.
Go Cats, man.
Go Cats. We'll text in our national championship picks when those semifinal games wrap up. But other than that, do you guys have anything else you guys want to throw in? I mean, that was a ton of games, a ton of analysis, almost 2 hours worth of content. Anything that you guys want to say on the way out?
I'm taking Alabama to win the Natty, no matter who they play. Spoiler.
Not a bad pick.
Yeah, I don't really have anyone else to take there. I think it's going to be Alabama Georgia rematch, and
Yep.
if that happens again, I don't see how Georgia's win that one. So maybe it's like a little reverse to a Jalen Hurts situation, but this time with Stetson Bennett and JT Daniels. Who knows?
Yeah.
That'd be kind of wild.
They're going to need JT if they're going to beat Alabama.
Yeah.
That's just my sense.
Yeah, I agree.
Whether Kirby does it or not is a different story, because Kirby seems to be a little stubborn. So, because JT Daniels didn't even have his helmet anywhere near him against Alabama. I feel like at some point, like Stetson didn't play terrible, but I mean, at some point,
You're pretty limited with him. You can only
Yeah,
do so much.
yeah, you got to consider him. But I like Alabama over Georgia and or Michigan, whoever it is.
Yeah.
Marcus, you got anything else?
That's about it.
That's about it. Well, guys, this has been awesome. This is my favorite episode of the year. And Marcus, it's crazy to think about. We've only got one more of these left, and that'll be next year. So
Yeah.
crazy to think about. But Connor, thanks again for joining us, and we were glad you could make it back on for
Yeah.
another year.
Until next year, boys.
Until
cheers.
next year. See you guys.
All right, guys. See ya.
Yeah.